Okay.
All right.
Hello, my name's Krystal Fox. I am the new Director of Marketing at Conde. I've asked Sprite to join me up here for a little bit of moral support, as this is my first time on TV for you guys. But I am here to clarify a few really important questions that we've been seeing come through our social media channels. I know that there's been a bit of confusion. We did want to have the sales kind of all over the place for a bit of fun, just something that's constantly ongoing and engaging. But this little how-to I'm about to walk you through is going to really help you to navigate and get the most out of our Black Friday week this year. So I want to start off with just the basics. And Lindsay, if you wouldn't mind dropping the link for the how-to in the comments. Perfect. So the basic is your account at Conde, okay? You want to make sure that you are logged in or able to log in. You want to make sure that your account is current and up to date. That means phone number, email address, shipping and billing information, and if you don't have an account, you want to sign up. There are some of these specials that you can only see if you are logged in, and that's key. Next, let's address the doorbusters. We have extreme and regular doorbusters alike. I think that's where some of the confusion has been as well. So I'm just going to walk through point by point everything we've got going on. So in order to participate in our Facebook doorbusters, you must have a private Facebook account, and you must be logged into your private Facebook account to get access to Conde's Facebook account. So now, through November 26th, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., we would like you to check your Facebook page hourly for these doorbuster sales posts. So they come in the form of posts that will show up in your news feed. If you're subscribed to the Conde page, there's a chance that you might see these posts, not necessarily guaranteed. So we suggest that you are constantly visiting the Facebook page to make sure that you're not missing out on anything fun. So each hour, one item will be put on sale, and this includes select printers and heat presses. These doorbuster sales include 6 extreme disappearing doorbusters a day and 6 regular doorbusters a day. And I think this is where some of the confusion is also coming from. So the extreme doorbusters, the disappearing ones, the ones where everyone has been asking us, where is it? I can't find it. Well, so these work. The first lucky customer to private message us on our Facebook will be awarded the item at the discounted price. It's not a free giveaway, but it is a very, very good price. It's first come, first serve. Once someone has claimed the price and committed to purchase, it will then be deleted from our Facebook page. So for instance, if you're 10 minutes late, you might not actually even see the posts. And so I think that we've seen some comments coming through, oh, I didn't get to see it, or, they're not having these doorbusters. We are, but we're removing them kind of for your benefit, actually, because we don't want to have something out there that you think is available that is no longer available. The regular doorbuster posts do not disappear. These posts, you do not have to Facebook message us. They are regular doorbusters, which means that they will include a link. You can follow the link, log into your Conde account, and then see the really awesome special discount. And these are also available all through the week until November 26th. Next, we have our free Black Friday box and the minimum orders. So just to go over it one more time, make sure that you're prepared to place one order of $150 or more between now and November 26th. This will enable you to receive your free Black Friday box. Limit 1 per business, shipping charges apply. It is a $100 value. The golden ticket, this is the really fun part. 4 lucky black box recipients will receive the golden ticket. I can't say exactly what it is, but it's pretty super awesome secret surprise. So if you are one of the golden winners, you have something to look forward to.
And also on the black box, when you place your online order, it will automatically, the black box will automatically be included. Correct, yeah. So you don't have to call your rep or anything. It will automatically go on there on orders over $150. So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can see our black boxes down here.
They're down there.
The printer sales. So part of the feedback that we're hearing is that the sales are all over the place. That is intentional, but we're trying to make it a little bit easier. So Lindsay, if you wouldn't mind dropping the link for the printer sales into the comments at this time. If you follow this link, you will get to see them once you've logged into your Conde account. You cannot see the price, you cannot see the details of the special offer unless you're logged into your account, which is why it's so critical that we make sure that that account is in working order. But if you are logged in, then you click this link, you will see the printers that we have available, click on the printer, and then you will see the super discounted price. And then finally, we've got flash sales. So that is the fifth and final component of our Black Friday week event. The flash sales is a page that you can bookmark on your browser. Lindsay, will you please drop that into the comments as well? This page has over 100 items of extremely discounted prices. These are also available until the end of the week, so don't forget to check it out. So as a brief overview, really the best way to take advantage of all these specials is to check out those two links that Lindsay just dropped, the one for the printer sales, the one for the flash sales, and then two, to just be as conscious of our Facebook page as you can. A lot of the posts that we're posting up there have specials and discounts that will not disappear, that will be there and be available for you throughout the week until November 26th. The extreme doorbusters, which are at a ridiculously low price, are the ones that are disappearing and are the ones that are first come, first serve. Please feel free to ask any questions at this time. We would like to help everyone to have fun and shop and enjoy Black Friday week as much as we do.
Yeah, definitely.
Lindsay?
David?
I was just going to come up and while they're your questions, we'll talk to Doug just for a second.
Okay.
All right, we're going to switch it over to the men now.
Hey, David Gross here. Lindsay, would you run the camera up, maybe run the camera just a little bit? Doug, come on board. Can we have the mic, Lindsay, there?
Yes, sure.
So we're in full swing here, and I got to tell you, I've told everybody just buckle up, put their safety, pull tight, kind of stuff. And we're having a lot of fun here. I will make one comment regarding the black box. There is a catch, and that is if we run out, we run out. We do have a huge quantity, but it is absolutely possible that we'll run out before Cyber Monday. So get your orders in quickly. Want to bring Doug up here to talk about some of the very exciting stuff that's happening in his domain. Doug, tell us.
Well, David, first off, thank you for having me on board. Thank you for giving me a whole 2 minutes warning this time. I appreciate that.
And I pulled Doug away from, he was just about to eat lunch, and so Doug, thank you.
Yeah, I mean, who needs lunch? I mean, we've got these incredible deals going on, and probably better that we relay that information first. I can, always get something to snack on later. But as far as what's going on in the transfer paper division during this week, first off, some incredible things going on. We are having a clearance sale on certain model new Oki printers, as well as a few demo units that we have. Now, these demo units are units that came with me on a show here or a show there, and you know how we always like to try to sell the equipment off the floor. Well, sometimes a unit ends up coming back, and David, these units are happy units, and they need good, lasting, permanent homes. So if you check our Facebook feed, you should see some incredible deals on some Oki printers. Just to drop a little nugget, Conde Systems has the last brand new Oki C920 WT left in an existence.
Wow. We've
got it. I found it back there in our inventory, and I know that unit is going to be one of the feature units in our doorbuster sale. So make sure you tune into Facebook, and make sure you definitely keep an eye on that.
Incredibly heavy-duty white toner printer that all the ones after it were sort of copies of the 920, but the 920, I think probably is the reigning champ as far as the maturity.
Well, as far as the 920 is concerned, one thing I will say about the 920, you do have the expanded print size. So you're able to do Super B printing, which is, in our case, a 12.5 inch by 19 inch print area. And the 920, because of its size, really does offer the lowest cost per print of any white toner printer that Oki has ever put out.
And Nina is reformulating their papers for, is it 12 by 18, 12 by 19?
Actually, Nina is going to be bringing out some 13-inch by 19-inch cut sheets because, you know, Oki is bringing aboard a new
big,
5-color printer that's
big
called the 9541. So make sure to tune in to Conde TV for more information on that because my evaluation unit should be inbound any day now.
And
So
those have already been, we've already sold a fair amount of them, and great printer if that's what you need. What else?
well, beyond the doorbusters that we're going to have, of course, we're running a week-long special on Forever Flex Off material in the base colors, you know, which are your colors like your red, blue, green, yellow, black, white. Now, you and I have mentioned this before. I mean, if there was ever a product that I've dealt with this year that I could label my product of the year, it would be Flex Off material because so many people out there are doing print and cut vinyl, and depending on the detail of the graphic, it can be a real time-consuming process. FlexSoft is extremely easy to use and it's versatile. It can go onto just about any fabric material that we can name. And the beautiful part about it is, David, all you need is a monochrome or a color laser printer that can run a transparency or a film. So just about any laser printer out there will do the job. Now, the advice I try to give people is, you know, don't go to Office Max and buy the $89 laser printer off the shelf. Buy the $189 or $289 laser printer because that printer, generally speaking, is going to be able to run the thicker material like the FlexSoft. But as far as FlexSoft is concerned, once you get the hang of it, you learn how to use it. I mean, it really is an incredible product. I know that we've done Conde Live demonstrations featuring FlexSoft. We've done FlexSoft at numerous trade shows. Everybody that takes a look at the process just oohs and ahs over how great this is. So as far as those FlexSoft colors, we're running those specials all week because we really want people to try it.
You can actually print stuff with FlexSoft that would be impossible to weed.
As a matter of fact, what you can do is if you know how to halftone a black and white image, yeah, you can basically do a photo reproduction in FlexSoft material. As a matter of fact, Sprite is holding something up here she wants me to show.
So this was done with the FlexSoft on a
Done with
black
FlexSoft.
shirt. And
Yes.
Do we know this person, by the way? Is that,
This person, I think, works at Forever. So I would say this person is probably German. But
So it was done with the green metallic
yeah,
version?
this is the metallic green. And basically the way this particular graphic was done, because we were going onto a
Unbelievable.
dark garment, we half-toned a black and white photo and then inverted in Photoshop. So when you print it out, you're basically printing a negative onto the FlexSoft material. But when you weed it out, basically the black fills in where it's supposed to, and you get this photorealistic design.
And so that essentially is literally no effort.
Yeah, I mean, this design, from the time we hit the print button to the time we applied it to the garment, took about 4 minutes. Now, you know, depending on the intricacy of the design, you know, even your basic designs like letters and numbers take 4 minutes to pick and weed. So
it makes obsolete traditional vinyl, completely obsolete.
well, that and what I believe is, you know, using FlexSoft material is the greatest way to capitalize on your time. Because I try to tell people all the time, we can always make more money. It's extremely difficult to make more time. So if you can narrow a process from 15 to 20 minutes down to 3 to 4 minutes, you know, even when you're talking about half a dozen or a dozen shirts, you're saving hours of time. You know, that could be hours that you're paying someone in labor. Or maybe that means you get out the shop a little early. You get to see your kid's ball game or your daughter's recital. So, like I said, being the tremendous time saver that it is, you know, we just absolutely love FlexSoft
So
here.
do we have the starter pack on sale?
Of course, we've got the starter packs on sale. As a matter of fact, they're normally about $65 each, and I want to say we're running a sale on them for $50 each
Do you
throughout the
remember
week.
what the part number or anything is?
The part number is FS8511-sample. It's my job to remember part numbers. So yes, that's the part number for the FlexSoft sample pack. We should have plenty available. So make sure you order one. Like I said, it will work in a monochrome or color laser printer or copier that can run a transparency.
Now,
or
if you
film.
don't have a monochrome or color laser printer, copy, or whatever it is, you know, if you just say, I'm going to buy something, what brand would be our favorite?
Well, me personally, my favorite brand are Okies. And the reason I love Okies is because even your most basic Okie is configured to run thicker materials. And it's got the straight through paper path. So if you're looking at a color laser system, David, there's an Okie 3 series out there, and there are different configurations. And most of these units you can order through Okie Direct. You can order them through your local supply chains like Office Max or Staples. A lot of these units are even available on places like Amazon and eBay. So they're easily obtainable. But
they're great printers.
Yeah, they're absolutely great printers. You really can't go wrong running flex-off material through an Okie printer. If there is a printer line I try to steer people away from, it's usually the Hewlett-Packard monochromes. And that's just because Hewlett-Packard uses a proprietary print engine that most other companies don't, and that engine tends to run a little hot. And when you run a little hot and you're feeding a film through, there is the possibility that something horrible could happen inside the printer.
And so if they buy a little small printer and they want to print big, what's that software that lets them print big? Okay, we lost sound.
I haven't lost sound.
Let's see. On which channel? Okay. Keep talking, Doug. I'll look at this and try to figure out what might be going on.
Well, I guess since we lost sound,
get
we
a
might have
message?
to supply the subtitled version of this presentation, which I'm sure will be out soon. But in the meantime, I guess I will just continue to blah, blah, blah. And I'll have Sprite sit beside me for emotional support because you literally are like my emotional support person. I should be able to put you in a carry-on and take you on flights.
So can I ask you a question?
Sure.
Can you layer the FlexSoft for multiple color images?
Layering FlexSoft, that's actually a good question. Technically speaking, yes you can, but it's really in the technique, the way you lay down your different color materials. What I try to tell people is more often than not, you want to start with your darkest color first and then go from darkest to lightest. And the reason is because you do have to see through the film in order to physically align your print. So it makes sense to put the darkest color down first, so when you're dealing with your lighter colors, you'll be able to see through the material and make aligning a little easier. So let's say for the sake of argument we had an American flag, red, white, and blue. Well then basically blue is the first color I'm putting down, then the red, then the white would be last.
Just like screen printing.
Yeah, in a way, but as far as that's concerned, it works as a general rule. It may not work with every particular design. So, sometimes it just takes a little bit of experimentation to find out.
High five.
Yeah.
So what did you?
Just talk a little bit louder because sound is on. They just said that they're having a hard time hearing.
Okay.
Wow, people are having a hard time hearing me. That's a first.
So Doug, what's the software that stitches things together called? Do you already cover that?
That would be the IC Split, which I have not covered, but it's a brand new software that we have. Now, we want to use this software with the Forever Low Temp, and we want to use it with the white toner printers. Now, we're still experimenting, figuring out if we can apply it to other products and other processes. But right now, for a fact, we know it works with the white toner printers in the Forever Low Temp. And what makes it easy is we're dealing with a translucent film when we're talking about the Forever Low Temp.
So you can piece it together.
So it makes piecing it together a little easier.
So you can watch Doug's videos on, what's it called again?
It's called IC Split.
IC Split.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, we've got a real good video that we posted recently where Christopher Sigmund from Forever came in and did a great demonstration on how the IC Split works.
So let me ask you a question. So what would, just switching gears here to the Okie white printers, what kind of person should study whether or not they should buy an Okie white printer? What's sort of the characteristics of the kind of Conde client that this would be a great product for?
Well, you know, as far as considering, or as far as consideration as far as where an Oki fits into your particular business model, we kind of went over a lot of this in our classroom presentation that I did for NBM this year, which, by the way, we will do in a webinar form, and we'll post that real soon so that everyone can see it. But where an Oki comes into play, David, one would be if you're a smaller print shop. And when I say smaller print shop, I'm talking 6 or less employees. You know, maybe it's you and your wife or you and your partner. You know, maybe you have a buddy for help, but you don't have a big established shop with a crew that comes in, so to speak. You know, in other words, you just don't have the manpower to maintain bigger equipment like direct-to-garment equipment, which is really about the only thing that can kind of do what the Oki does. The other thing that I would say is I think Okis are perfect systems for what I would call the infrequent decorator. In other words, your business, you have demand for dark garments, you know, printing onto dark t-shirts, whether those be cotton poly blends, or 100% polyester, but you don't have the 10 dozen to 12 dozen shirts a day that justifies keeping a DTG operation.
Yeah, and there's no maintenance on an Oki.
Yeah,
so.
there is no maintenance. And the great thing about an Oki is, you know, you can turn it off for a day. You can turn it off for a couple of days. It could be off a week, a few weeks, even a few months.
So let's say somebody is a smaller shop or whatever, maybe they're a screen printer and they're ready to push the button on a DTG printer. What would be the consideration of Oki?
Well, the first consideration that I would give is whenever we're talking about a direct-to-garment system that is running white ink, we know that liquid white ink clogs because liquid white ink is made out of an element called titanium dioxide, and titanium dioxide is going to congeal when it's left stationary. So one of the drags of owning a white ink DTG is that you constantly have to clean it and maintain it. When we're dealing with an Oki, we're dealing with dry toner, and the toner never physically passes through the print heads, so there is nothing to clog with the Oki. You know, there's no clogging issues whatsoever. Also the fact that, you know, being the ink company that we are, we know that all ink has a certain expiration date. You got to use it up to a certain point. If you don't, the ink goes bad and ends up doing more harm than good. But dry toner does not have an expiration.
And I take it there's no prep step when you're doing a dark shirt. Nothing you do other than you just print
when
and
you
press.
talk about prep, if you're talking about pre-treating a garment, yes, direct-to-garment users have to pre-treat their garments with a chemical treatment, and it's to keep the ink from absorbing into the cotton, because if you did, you'd have to put down so many passes of white, it'd be impossible. But since we're dealing with transfer paper, you know, in layman's terms, basically the pre-treatment's already built into the paper. So there really isn't anything that you have to do to the garment.
It has an emulsion layer built into it. So to me, an Oki is, of course, a lot less money in general than DTGs. It's going to be a lot less future cost because you're not going to replace a print head. You're not going to need service. And the flexibility of using everything from the Flex-Off to the Forever Low Temp to the Nina papers, and of course whatever is coming along in transfer papers, you're going to be able to use it almost like a Swiss Army knife. It has that many things. So,
and speaking of Swiss Army knife, the new printer that Oki is introducing, the Pro 9541, it's going to be a 13 by 19 cut sheet platform, and it will be 5-color: cyan, magenta, yellow, true black, plus white. So this will be the first unit where you can realistically do transfers for light garments, transfers for dark garments, transfers for hard substrates, and screen separations with the new Existential. So if you want to talk about a Swiss Army knife of printers, there you go. We really anticipate that this one is going to fit the bill.
it is. Well, Doug, thank you for spending a few minutes before you head to lunch. So do we have any questions out there, gang?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Is lunch on you?
You know, Doug, lunch is always on me.
Thank you, Mr. Gross.
And so thank you, Doug, for being with us.
You're the best. I
but
appreciate it.
what I would say
Thanks,
is,
guys.
you know, we're a high-touch kind of company. If you have questions, regarding anything we talk about, you can always bounce them off your Conde rep, of course. You can always, call people like me, Doug, and others, and we can certainly help understand what you're asking and make sure we're giving you as accurate an answer as we know. And for questions that we don't have, so for instance, I really don't know a lot about laser engravers. So I've got my network of folks who are experts of that. So if somebody says, can I laser this product and sublimate it, we've got that database of information that we've gathered from people who really know that technology. Sprite, anything? So going back to the Black Friday week just for a second, I can tell you for as sure as I can possibly be that the deals we have on equipment for this year certainly will never be matched. They are amazing deals, and part of the reason that Doug, come forward and show us what in the world you've got. Doug has got some more show and tell. Here.
You wanted an example of the IC split. This is an example of the IC split. This is a T-shirt that I did. Now, down here, this was just a logo I took off the internet somewhere. So it says Pixies, but we all know that Sprite's Sprite, and we shouldn't confuse the two. But this is basically how it works, David. This first section of the design here, I put down. I removed the film once it was cold. Then I line up my second section because it doesn't create a straight cut down the middle, because if we missed a line, that would be pretty obvious. It creates this jigsaw pattern, so to speak, so that when you line it up, everything should jive. So if I've done it correct.
I think that's
really
so cool.
That's really cool.
IC split and all these little add-ons for the Oki printers are just cool. And we've taken this software also and tried to figure out how we could use it for sublimation, because it's generic software as far as breaking images apart. The challenge is the alignment of it. This film being essentially transparent, we can easily align up the multiple transfers. But you would never know unless you just can stare at it for a long time that indeed that was actually 2 sheets printed. So
it
that
even matched up the dot pattern. That's crazy. That's so
yeah,
nice.
truly amazing. So it's intelligent puzzle software, if you will, that breaks it apart. So going back to the Black Friday deals, they're there, and all you got to do is click, of course, and you can ultimately see what the cost is to you. Part of the Conde advantage is, of course, our color technology. We do our own color technology with the Sawgrass printers. We have our own color department here. We create our own ICC profiles, and there's never a better way to get accurate color than to use an ICC profile. And that's the way Adobe does it, that's the way Corel does it, and that's the way we do it. So our ICC profile is the hinge pin of the Conde color solution, in that integrates into your application like Corel products, like Adobe products. And then for other applications like Silhouette, which is of course a great, very common program, we apply that ICC profile in the driver. And then as days go by, programs like Silhouette and others, eventually we'll have more color management support. But for today, we do have great solutions that allow you to get quite accurate color, but the kind of color that really you're looking for. Also, our solutions give you, to me, they give better gradient fills. We use the native driver with the printer. So you're getting as close to directly connecting with that mechanism as you can. So great solutions. Also our support. I think we're the only folks in the industry that offer after hours and weekend support. Many of our clients now, their businesses operate on weekends as they go to events or whatever, and we've tried to tune and create our company so that it is in tune with your needs. So take advantage of all the great substrate deals we have. We've got so many things like all the acrylic. Our Color Light acrylic is just gorgeous. You know, sample it, buy it, help us, and let us know how we can help you be successful. And Sprite, any other comments?
Nope.
Happy shopping.
Happy shopping.
Well, happy shopping. Please let us know. You're always welcome to call your Conde rep if you need to, and but be a little patient, of course, because yesterday was probably the single busiest day at Conde in our 26-year history. You know, we were keeping the train on the tracks, keeping it going, and boy, did it reach some darn amazing speeds. So, well, thank you, and appreciate your time with us today. And it's been David Gross with Conde Systems, and Krystal, and Sprite, and Lindsay helping out. And we will talk to you in the near future.
Thanks, guys.